So I thought it was about time we had another look around the layout. This time we're going to focus on the branch line. Before we do, let's have a quick recap. I'm based sort of on the edge of Anglia, somewhere in the triangle between March, Spalding and Peterborough. And for a quick catch up, if you want, there's a link in the corner here for my overview video and Mediumsteed, the terminus. Looking at the map of my railway, you'll notice that the branch line is accessed from 2 points. The southern access point is from Tolmy Junction and the east access point is from Mediumsteed, culminating in a triangle that points to the middle station on the branch line. We're going to travel up the branch line with this oil train that's going to traverse the whole length. So from Tolmy Junction it's up the hill, round the back curve, and you'll notice that there's quite a lot of no scenery. It's a work in progress. Then we arrive at the middle station, so called because I didn't know what to call it. I did ask for suggestions in my overview video and I did get a few messages and comments, and I went with On Track's suggestion of Taff Vale. Quite a good choice of name for a region that's just on the edge of Anglia. Hang on a minute. And for a bonus of 5 points, who's been tampering with my script?
It was me! It was me!
I don't know. Taff Vale, you cheeky git. That's Matt, by the way, over at On Tracks. You should check out his channel. Oh look, there he is now, eyeing up a new girlfriend. I'd like to say thank you to John Cave for coming up with the suggestion, Bung It. It's a derogatory term for the locals of Peterborough, but I like it. It fits well. Now let's follow this oil train a bit further down the branch line. Here's where it gets a little bit confusing because actually it's on a single line. Even though it looks like a double track, it's 2 single lines. This was the only way I could get what I wanted in the space that I have available. So I've put the map up again so it can hide the non-scenery a bit more. So after passing Broadgate Station and underneath Mediumsteed that we saw in the last of this video series, it then arrives into Walsey Bay, where a little bit of shunting is involved to get the wagons into the oil terminal. And just in case there's any mishaps, there seems to be an American fire tender on hand. Walsey Bay, the terminus station of the branch line, sits atop part of my fiddle yard. The station itself is probably about 10 years old. I built it when I was well into building card buildings. Unusual for me, I managed to get a bit of a road out the front of the station as well. And it looks like there's a Clarkson Hammond May version of Top Gear being filmed. Let's travel back down the line on the first passenger of the day, also conveying some empty parcel vans from an overnight service. A minute ago I said that the branch line was a little bit confusing because it's 2 individual single lines. Now I'll just flick the map up again just so you can see, and then we'll see a DMU departing from Mediumsteed onto the single line and running parallel with the service that we've just left Walsey Bay on. So although these trains look like they're going in the same direction, they're not. They're going in the opposite direction to each other. Out of the station, tunnel, round the corner, past the unrealistic grassy knoll, the view of the Lake District. From Anglia, of course. This reminds me of my early years as a driver when I was at Crewe, driving 304 units and used to race HSTs out of Manchester Piccadilly. Did I say race? I meant keep pace with. Honestly. Now you'll have seen the DMU just take a bit of a left turn here and go over the bridge. It will loop around the back of the station and come in from the opposite direction, as our train, the 31, has just arrived in the platform. I'd also like to mention that although most of my stock is mainline and the majority of my railway is main line. Back when I was a small child, we'd occasionally visit a family friend, Stanley Robinson, and he had a massive railway in his loft, which was pretty similar to mine as it is. It was a main line with 4-track main line and a branch line. And as a small child, I was fascinated in the way that the branch line interacted with the rest of the railway. And it still does today. I'm still fascinated how main stations, terminus or through, interact with branch lines. All of which is sort of irrelevant really, because just after Christmas I started a massive rebuilding program and stripped everything down. There's a couple of reasons for this, of which I'll go into in future episodes. Again, I'd like to say thank you to John for the name and to Matt for being a good sport. He's also a really good friend of mine. Like I say, check out his channel. There's a link in the description, as is there a link to the Young Ones video that I stole the clip from, in fair use of course. Right, that leaves me to say, I'm off to stuff loads and loads of paper down the toilet.